What kind of Facebook group would be good for estate planning clients? I don't do probate. It's hard for me to think of a group that would attract clients. Well, what you have to think about is you just have to think about what is it that people want. So, like for example, if you're targeting estate planning clients, um, maybe you're targeting business owners, and you're targeting business owners that um, stand to lose a lot if they get killed in an accident. What happens to their business? So you don't necessarily want to create like the business estate planning group, but what you can do is you can create a group for business owners, and a group that talks about that's designed for local business owners. And what you have to do is you have to think of who are your ideal clients and what are the problems that they have that might not necessarily be related to estate planning directly. And then from there, you help them solve those small problems, and then you kind of lead them towards estate planning. And there's a lot of different things. I had a conversation yesterday with a coaching client, and we came up with a really, really good estate planning group. And I don't want to share it because it's so good that I don't want to. I don't think it's fair to him. But we came up with like the most like a really, really good topic for an estate planning group. If he decides not to use it, then I'll share it one day. But I don't want to share it. But what it came down to is we looked at who are the types of people that he wants to target, and then what are their biggest fears and what are their biggest desires. And there's another concept of maybe they don't necessarily know what their fears are. There's a concept of most people think that, and I've used this line in marketing before and it's worked pretty well. Most people think that estate planning is for old rich people, and it's really not. I mean, if you own a house, if you have kids, anything like that, you don't have to have $1 million in the bank. You probably should have a trust, because if you don't, then you're going to have an issue. If you even in terms of like the what's it called, end of life directives and all that type of stuff, and powers of attorney and all that type of stuff, so what you kind of need to do is you kind of just need to backtrack, and you need to not make the group about estate planning, but make the group about solving problems that people have that are related to estate planning. I mean, that's kind of, without knowing exactly what types of clients you're going for, that's basically the best I can give you. Like I said, but if you're going for business owners, then think about the problems that business owners have, and start a group about business owners. If you're going for parents that are, people, maybe they're baby boomers and they don't want their kids to have access to, they don't want their kids to inherit $25 million in their 20s and then just blow it all, So think about, what do those people all have in common, and how do we talk about what their fears are? Maybe their fears are that their kids are going to get way too much money and they're not responsible enough. So, what do those people all have in common? What are they afraid of? What do they want? And then you just have to create a group that serves that need.